Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, what we're witnessing right now in the NFL, especially within the NFC North, is nothing short of extraordinary. And for us Packers fans, it's a roller coaster of emotions. Just recently, we got some shocking news that could truly shake up the division. Stefon Diggs, one of the most talented and dynamic wide receivers in the league, has signed with the Green Bay Packers. Yes, you heard right. Stefon Diggs, the all-pro receiver who's been a cornerstone for the Buffalo Bills, is now part of the Green Bay Packers. And let me tell you, this isn't just a minor move. This is a statement, a signal that the Packers are serious about competing at the highest level again, and they're willing to make bold moves to do it. For a long time, the question surrounding the Packers' wide receiver room was whether they had that true WR1. After the 2023 season, many fans and analysts believed that the roster had multiple players capable of stepping into that role, or at least sharing the responsibilities of being the top target. But then came 2024, and things didn't quite pan out the way many expected. The Packers' receiving core had a disappointing year. Christian Watson, who was supposed to be their star, struggled with injuries, and the overall production from the WR group was underwhelming. It was a stark contrast to the optimism many had at the start of the season. The narrative shifted from multiple WR1s to a question mark about whether they had a bona fide alpha receiver on the roster. And that's where the story gets really interesting. Just a few weeks ago, Packers running back Josh Jacobs didn't hold back when discussing the team's need at wide receiver. In an interview, he bluntly said, "I think we need a guy that's proven to be a 1WR already." That's a pretty direct statement coming from someone inside the locker room, highlighting a very real concern about the team's ability to compete at the highest level without that elite presence on the outside. It's clear that Green Bay, despite their talent, still feels like they're missing that piece that can consistently create mismatches, attract double teams, and be the primary focus of defenses. And that's what makes this signing of Diggs so intriguing. Now with the NFL free agency class, we've seen some shifts. Players like T. Higgins, who was franchise tagged by the Bengals, and Chris Godwin, who re-signed with Tampa Bay, have taken some of the spotlight away from the wide receiver market. It's not as star-studded as previous years, but Stefon Diggs, who's been one of the most productive and reliable receivers in the league, is still out there on the open market. And this opens up a world of possibilities. Could the Packers really go after Diggs? Well, some experts believe it's not just a pipe dream. Jacob Kamenker from USA Today pointed out that, although Diggs might not be a true WR1 anymore due to age and injury concerns, his versatility and experience could be a perfect fit for Green Bay. Imagine the impact of having Diggs lining up both inside and outside, giving quarterback Jordan Love a premier target who can change the course of a game with a single play. His inside-outside flexibility would allow the Packers to create mismatches against defenses, especially when paired with Jayden Reed, who's been showing promise as a rising star. Plus, having a veteran like Diggs would help ease the pressure on Christian Watson, who's been plagued by injuries and inconsistency. If the Packers can land Diggs on a one-year deal, perhaps after he recovers from his torn ACL, it could be a low-risk, high-reward move. But of course, there are some caveats. First, Diggs is approaching 32 years old, and the ACL tear he suffered in Week 8 last season raises questions about his availability early in the season. Considering that Christian Watson is also coming off a similar injury, adding another receiver with a significant injury history might seem risky. The Packers are in a bit of a delicate situation. On one hand, they need a proven playmaker to elevate their offense, but on the other hand, investing heavily in a player with injury concerns could backfire. Some might argue that this move is a band-aid for a larger problem. The Packers have been trying to find that consistent, game-changing receiver for years. They've drafted promising players, signed free agents, and tried different combinations, but the true WR1 has eluded them. Signing Diggs might give them a boost for the short term, but it's not necessarily a long-term solution. It's more of a strategic move, a way to bridge the gap while they develop younger talent or look toward the draft for a future star. And speaking of the draft, that's likely still the best route for Green Bay. Building through the draft has always been their philosophy, and with the wide receiver class set to be deep and talented this year, it makes sense for them to consider selecting a promising rookie who can grow with Jordan Love. The combination of a young, developing receiver and a veteran like Diggs could be the perfect recipe for a balanced, explosive attack. Plus, this move would also send a message to the rest of the NFC North that the Packers are serious about competing now, not just in the future. Looking at the bigger picture, this signing could have ripple effects across the division. The Vikings, Bears, and Lions are all making moves of their own, but the Packers acquiring Diggs would elevate their offense immediately. Imagine a scenario where Jordan Love has a reliable, veteran target who can make plays all over the field. That's a game changer, especially for a team that's been searching for offensive identity since Aaron Rodgers' departure. With Diggs' experience and playmaking ability, the Packers could become a much more unpredictable and dangerous team on offense. Of course, fans will be quick to debate whether this is the right move. Some might argue that focusing on younger players or the draft would be a smarter long-term strategy. Others will be excited about the potential fireworks that Diggs could bring, especially in conjunction with Jayden Reed's emerging talent. Whatever your perspective, one thing's clear: the Green Bay Packers are making bold moves this offseason, and the signing of Stefon Diggs would be a statement that they're aiming high. Now, you might be wondering how this all plays into the team's overall strategy. Well, Green Bay has been rebuilding their roster since the departure of Rodgers, and they're clearly trying to surround Jordan Love with enough talent to succeed. Adding a player like Diggs, even at this stage of his career, could be the spark that ignites their offense and helps them contend in a competitive NFC. It would also send a message to their division rivals that the Packers aren't planning to take a step back. They're planning to come back stronger, more dynamic, and ready to challenge for another Super Bowl. And let's not forget, this move would also be a win for the fans. We've been waiting for a splash move, for that piece that can truly change the outlook of the team. Diggs' signing could reignite the passion among Packers supporters and energize the whole franchise. It's about more than just adding a star receiver. It's about restoring confidence, showing that the team is committed to winning at the highest level, and giving Jordan Love the reliable weapon he needs to thrive. As we look ahead, the NFL offseason is full of surprises, and this one could be one of the most exciting yet for Green Bay. Whether it materializes or not, the mere possibility has already sent ripples through the league. The Packers are making bold statements, and they're clearly not content with just being a middling team. They want to be contenders again. This signing, or even the pursuit of it, reflects a franchise that's hungry, strategic, and willing to take calculated risks to return to greatness. So, Packers fans, keep your eyes on this story. The NFL offseason is a time of big moves, and the potential addition of Stefon Diggs could be a game changer. Whether it happens or not, it's a clear sign that the Green Bay Packers are serious about their future and about reclaiming their place at the top of the NFC. This is what makes following this team so exciting right now. The stakes are high, the moves are bold, and the season is just around the corner. We'll be here to bring you all the latest updates, analysis, and insights, so stay tuned and keep supporting your Green Bay Packers. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Stefon Diggs would be the perfect piece to complete the puzzle? Or do you think the team should focus on drafting young talent and building for the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. Remember, this is a community, and your voice is vital in shaping the discussion. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. The offseason is just heating up, and with moves like this, the future looks incredibly promising for Green Bay. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go!